G'day, welcome to Formula First TV.
Hello and welcome to Formula First TV from mighty Manfeild, Circuit de Amon. We're here at round 3 of the Fielding Auto Electrical Winter Series in association with Total Truck Spray. And as always, I've got our local Formula First expert, Jonathan Morton. Jonathan, welcome to a damp Manfeild.
Yeah, as you can see behind us as the cars go out for the first qualifying session, it's rained overnight and it's sort of been threatening all winter series so far for it to rain, and it'll give the field we've got here assembled today some crucial wet weather testing going into obviously summer, because it normally rains in summer and it's normally fine in winter, ironically.
Yeah, very on around here at Manfeild, but another high quality field and the return of Callum Crawley.
Yeah, well that will certainly test the guys that, like Blake, obviously had a stellar performance last round, and so he'll be able to match himself and make sure that, you know, he's right up there on the pace. And
so as qualifying begins for all the other rounds, do you reckon the track will dry out for us?
I think honestly this weather's going to stick around all day. We're predicting showers, so it'll give the guys a whole day of wet weather testing, which is going to be crucial.
Thanks, Jonathan. We'll catch up with you a little bit later on, and as we move on now to qualifying in 3 races here at round 3. So after a wet qualifying where Callum Crawley showed his experience to take pole position, we moved on to race 1, and Jonathan, it was a bit of a battle out between Boniface and Crawley.
Yeah, it turned into a bit of a 2x2. We had Boniface and Crawley, and just behind was Evans and Murphy, who they sort of would get close to close the gap in, but then sort of get caught up in the battle and fall back again. So, but it was a very intense Formula First race, as we've come accustomed to this winter series.
So even though we had a small but high quality field, we did see some great racing from all 4 of the front runners, leading right up to the finish.
Yeah, they all sort of tried to work on their tactics as this is the place to learn them. And there's a few guys backing out, letting the other one pass, try and get the runs down the back straight, as we know. And it was actually closely fought. Came around the last corner. Crawley and Boniface were side by side, and it was a bit of a drag to the line.
Yeah, Crawley actually won the race going around the outside of Dunlop, and he took the race by really not much in the end, with Boniface in second and Blake Evans and Ronan Murphy coming in 3rd and 4th.
So qualifying this morning here at mighty Manfeild, Circuit de Amon. It's a pretty wet track out there actually, a bit greasy, but made the most of the conditions actually, and went out there the first few laps just getting the brake bias right. Had a little bit of an off turn 1 there, but managed to get it back on the track. Got a couple of good laps in there and managed to take pole by 0.3 of a second, I think. The key out there was just to keep it nice and smooth and calm, and took it home for the pole position for race 1 this morning.
And so race 2 saw Crawley and Boniface off the front row, but this time Murphy and Blake Evans actually managed to keep up with the front 2, and it was a 4-way battle, Jonathan.
Yeah, well the track had dried out, so we're back to dry conditions, and it was back to another fast race. As you say, it was very even up front for the majority of it, with Crawley was able to edge away on about lap 4 and he got the gap, but the 3 behind, they were right into it and sort of sizing each other up for the last lap.
Yeah, it saw Boniface make a move at Higgins, and then it was actually Blake Evans who made the big dive down into Dunlop to snatch 3rd.
Yeah, he made, as they disappeared behind the tyres. Unfortunately, we didn't see the great move, but he managed to make a good move after he got sort of mugged at Higgins on the last lap, because he was up the front and got bombed into there. But he managed to get back and get up there, and of course, we had a brilliant battle. The other 3, they were carving each other up, and Andrew Turney had a big moment coming into Splash. He got the rears locked up and he was all sideways, but he hung on to it, hooked first gear, and away he went without losing too much time.
Yeah, so it was a great save there, mainly saving a massive accident between him and Craig Greenwood.
Well, I'm sure he brake tested me, but he'll deny it. I think we were going pretty close together into the Splash, and saw the back of his exhaust rather close, so hit the anchors and spun.
Since last race, I've had a shave, and in race 3, it went off. Jonathan?
Yeah, it was it was a classic. There was 4 guys at the front, and they were carving each other up. She was a good old dogfight out there, and once again we had our usual 4, Crawley, Murphy, Boniface and Evans, and it really came down to the last lap, and you're in the heat of the battle. How was it from your position?
Yeah, I was on the tail end of the stick. It was good to be up there with those boys, fighting it out. Got to view a lot of good passes and battles, and it was an enjoyable race. Jonathan?
Yeah, so as they crossed the line, Blake Evans bounced back and took quite a very close victory from Callum Crawley, who just snuck past Thomas Boniface on the last lap and followed closely behind by Ronan Murphy. And in the battle behind, Craig Greenwood just managed to get over Kyan Davies and Andrew just in behind for another fantastic battle from those lot.
Yeah, it was awesome. The track was really good. Big thanks to everyone at Manawatu Car Club, all the marshals, and also Steph and all the other people behind the scenes of Formula First. Yeah, it was a really well-run meeting, and it was a great day. And yeah, the last race was awesome. Got another win, so just putting the points total up a bit. So yeah, overall it was a really good race.
So at the end of a very cold day here at Manfeild, we had Callum Crawley taking the round win after missing round 2. Thomas Boniface coming home in a close second, and Blake Evans just a point behind in third for the round. So we turn our attention 1 month's time, the final showdown here, Manfeild, Circuit d'Amon. Who will it be? We'll see you then.